Hey there you, and welcome to a Space Marine defensive line, which today is going to be put to the test as a gigantic swarm of 1.8 million SKAVEN are about to assault their positions. And with the Space Marines boxed in against the cliff edge, there's nowhere for them to retreat. And so now they must hold their ground against overwhelming odds. But before we do kick off today's big old scrap, firstly I just want to say thank you very much for clicking on the video in the first place, and if you do find yourself coming here often and watching the content, why not subscribe? You're already coming back here. And if you're feeling especially zesty, why not sign up for our memberships available now down below. But with all that being said, let's get on with today's fighting. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what trouble we can get ourselves into today already. Look at that. A magnificent volley fire here of bolter rounds coming out of the Space Marine lines. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention we've got Terminators on the battlefield with us today. The Sons of Dawn, about 65 of them. So yeah, Space Marines not messing around when it comes to in terms of firepower. But look at that SKAVEN horde melting against the bolter fire. We've got a couple of Kriegers as well, just to help bulk out the numbers here for the defenders. But yeah, look, I just love that. It's a glorious sight. Round after round, spewing into the rat mankind here. And they are getting taken down with fervor. Look at this. I love how it just spreads all over the field. We've got a couple of rat ogres here as well. Really cool units these are. There's these muscle brown freaks. I imagine you can see a couple of them on the beaches of Miami at some point. But the Kriegers here making a damn good go of it against the rat kind. But these rats, definitely not to be messed about with. They're really strong when it comes to melee combat, as the Kriegers are unfortunately fighting out. Look how quickly the lines are being thinned out here. Now, one advantage that the rattling kind here has, the SKAVEN, is that they've got a bit of range on their pokey weapons. You've got a lot of spears and things like that with them. Especially with things like plague monks in amongst the mix as well. I love this. The rat ogres are tiny compared to the Space Marines. It doesn't make any sense. Unfortunately, whoever made the mod didn't get the scale of some of the units quite right. So, yeah, the rat ogres are a little bit small here instead of the gigantic lumbering beasts that they're meant to be. Getting a breakthrough here in the line for the SKAVEN as they smash their way through the Krieger shovels. Kriegers are actually doing all right on this part of the flank here. Mainly because they're not getting attacked anywhere else, but they've also got a lot of Space Marine bolter fire covering them as well, which is always handy. Look at this little salient. They're trying to break forward here. A couple of Plague Monks and Death Runners mixed into here. And then Plague Monks are really strong as well. But ultimately, rats have taken 120,000 losses here. Kriegers, Space Marines, sorry, have taken 7,000. But ultimately, yeah, that is all the Kriegers. I don't think many Space Marines have actually died yet. Let's go have a look at the Terminators, because I noticed just, yeah, they're just making this gigantic rat corpse underneath them. I think it's called a Rat King, actually, when you get a bunch of dead rats together like this. But yeah, you'd expect no less from the Sons of Dawn here. Power sword and power shield combo, an interesting mix here, but it is what it is. Look at that, just rats, hundreds and hundreds of them, just getting killed instantly. Them swords easily able to cut through vast swathes of the horde. Again, bolter fire able to keep this little breakthrough at bay so far, so that's quite nice for the Imperials. But the rats have definitely got numbers on the side with 1.5 million still remaining on the field here. So basically what the Space Marines have got to hope for is that these Sons of Dawn can hold that front line for as long as possible. But yeah, we've also got a Knightly Paladin here, providing, just that zesty little bit of fire support there with these big Blapser cannon. I don't know what this is actually called. Let me know in the comments below what this one is. I'm not quite sure what it is on Knight Paladin, but it's to me it's like an auto cannon, but if you times it by 1,000. Yeah, look at this magnificent bolter cover here. The rats getting annihilated. SKAVEN trying to push up, but the Kriegers slowing down that advance, allowing the Space Marines here to lay on that heavy firepower. And it's working wonders so far. The corpses of the rats are just piling up left, right and centre now. And look at this. Just the glorious sight of the Terminators in the centre. The Imperial Fists here just killing thousands and thousands of rats so far. It matters not what they are. Storm Vermin, Gutter Runner, they care not. Oh, we've got a lovely little lake that's appeared here as well. I mean, it's a bit ratty, but, you know. God, look at that horde just stretching off into the distance as well. So the things with the Terminators here as well, that's quite good, actually, is because they've spread out this thin now, they can't really advance anymore because they're just getting swarmed by rats, which means that they're just going to basically stand here in the perfect range, as it were. The one thing that I've noticed that's starting to happen over here, because the Space Marines are piling up the corpses pretty effectively, they're starting to get this little defilade of corpses that's appearing. That's going to provide cover here. Look, for the rats behind it. As you can see at the moment, as they're going over the bodies, they can't actually be shot. They've created a little rat trench. Look at that in the background. I wonder where the Terminators are on the battlefield. Yeah. So far, though, so good. 300,000 kills. And the rats have yet to actually close the gap to the Space Marines themselves. Luckily, lots of Krieger reinforcements ended up getting stuck behind the Space Marines, so even if the Space Marines do start to falter, at least we will get some little counter charges here. But yeah, this is going really well. I'm a little bit worried what happens if the Terminators start to stumble here, because at the end of the day, this is a lot of rats to deal with. I don't care how heavily armored you are. The Warp Blade will get through eventually. You just got to find that little crevice. And that's exactly what rats are good at doing. But I love scenes like this. It always reminds me of Doom. Like just a Doom guy stood at the top blasting at imps and stuff like that. But the defense of the temple's going well. Again, looks like the rats are actually struggling to get reinforcements into that. Because if you actually look at some of this, what's going on over here? Oh, it's a rock face. It's all right. From that angle, then, it just looked like one continuous thing. I was wondering why they weren't going in. But yeah, reinforcements here don't look as thick and vast. I wonder if that's because a lot of them are getting distracted by the Terminators there, but it's definitely helping out the Imperials at the moment. Oh, I love these. Oh, he died as soon as I came in. But yeah, the Plague Monks there on the battlefield. Lovely little counter charge here by the Kriegers, buying the Space Marines plenty of time to put in some more heavy firepower. I love the bolter rounds just zipping everywhere. Look at that, it's a glorious sight. Again, Kriegers doing really well on this side, distracting the SKAVEN. SKAVEN taking heavy losses into this push now. 450,000 losses, but there's still 1.3 million. I mean, let's go have a look at the SKAVEN horde. One thing though, if the Imperials, the Space Marines, manage to take out this blob in the center, it's going to be hard for the SKAVEN to reinforce because they have to go through all these little narrow alley attack ways through the center of the crag here. And yeah, look, they just can't get any meaningful push going. I think what they need to happen here is the SKAVEN need these Terminators in the center line to start filtering in. It looks like that might be happening right now, ladies and gents. Bunch of Terminators on this side have now gone down, so the troops in the center are no longer able to provide that covering fire to either side here. They're going to have to start dealing with their own attack waves. But for now, the SKAVEN just trying to surround the Terminators here, who've created these lovely little mosaics on the floor. Just goo after goo puddle here. And I don't know how much longer these guys can hold on. They've been taking a hell of a beating. That's it, lads. Go on. Just a couple of 100,000 more, and we'll be there. That's all. It's not a tall order. The Emperor demands it. I mean, they've done so well, though, holding off this long. Let's face it. Like I said, these rats ain't messing about. They deal a lot of melee damage, so the fact that Terminators have lasted this long is pretty astounding. But it looks like it might all be coming to an end here for the Sons of Dawn. The Great Imperial Fist Defense slowly falling down. It, ironically, it almost looks like they made a fist out of the bodies here, like the outline of corpses that's on the floor. It's like, kind of funny. Yeah, here we go then. Last couple. The brave chaps here. Go on, lads. And that's it. Last one. The last Terminator on the field. Oh my days. And he's not going down without fighting. Go on, take out the Rat Ogre. Get the rat ogre. You can do it. Go on, mate. Don't let him punch you. You're 10 times his size. Yes, there we go. He killed the rat ogre before he fell himself. And now, well, the surge, ladies and gents, as the rats focus on their new target over here, the Knightly Paladin. And yeah, that's going to take a lot of beating. Good luck to the rat kind here. The Skaven are really going to have to hammer down his shields and his armor, because this thing is tanky as all heck. It might in fact be the last thing that's left on the field. Not predicting that the Space Marines lose, but the dynamic of the battle has just drastically shifted here, and you can already see, look at this. This has allowed Skaven here to really push up now. Almost point blank into the Space Marine defensive line. The collapse of that front line, the loss of the Sons of Dawn. It's going to be devastating here. And it's already looking a little bit terrifying, though. Look at that. Let's look at the damage this thing does. This is the Knightly Paladin here. Anytime you just see a big group of the Skaven taken down, yeah, that's the Knightly Paladin just firing his cannon. Bloop. There we go. Yeah, another couple of hundred dead with every shot. So, you know, that's going to give the Space Marines some hope over here. But we need more. We need a lot more. We need these Kriegers to really hold out now. What are we at? 624,000 kills for the defenders. 1.1 remaining. I mean, that sounds like a tall order to me. We've only got 2,000 defenders. Oh no. Mostly Space Marines though. That's a good thing. There's a lot of Space Marines here, and that Knightly Paladin is able to kill quite a lot. But look at this Skaven horde now. It's in a full swing here. The blood is in the air for them, and they are hunting down their prey. And the Space Marine bolter fire says no. I like how there's just a gigantic swarm and then it just suddenly just stops because it's point blank bolter fire to the face. But it does look like they're gaining ground, at least in the center here. The center are not ready for that advance. Oh, things are starting to look real grim here for the Space Marines. The Skaven showing that the ways of the war are much better. I do love me some Skaven. I must say, a lot of the voices that they chose for the factions in the game, absolutely spot on. I'm glad all orcs are cockneys. And I don't know, I'm glad that the Skaven have like got these gremlin voices, just yes, quick, fast. We get more stone, yes. I don't know, there's something comforting about it. I've always said this, they kind of remind me of the kobolds of, or kobolds, I can't remember what they're called, kobolds, of World of Warcraft. And the tiny little, like, what was it, they handle, them kind of guys. Possibly even actually totally ripped off by World of Warcraft there. But yeah, at the moment, look at this. Oh, the Knightly Paladin, absolutely covered in goo now. Rat entrails all over him. Come on, chap, there we go. Pile up them corpses in front of him here. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's magnificent. Just blasting thousands of them. I dread to think how many kills this guy's got now. It's easily got to be in the thousands, easily. Just that thing is taking out hundreds of rats with every single shot. And these lines are really collapsing fast. Oh my god, look at this. The Space Marine, desperate last stand here. I really wish we had, in this game, we had the ability for units to use two type of weapons. I'd love for them to have a range ability and a melee ability, but sadly you only get one or the other here, ladies and gents. You either get Space Marines that shoot guns, or you get Space Marines that have melee. You can't have both, hence why these guys haven't pulled out knives to deal with the enemy or chainswords. But I thought that'd be a really cool detail. There we go, oh my god. Yeah, even the last Space Marines over there. Okay, we've actually got quite a strong gathering of them over here, though. Look at these guys, refusing to give up, the soul drinkers here. Taking as many of these damn Skaven with them as they can before they succumb to the warp blades. We've still got quite a few Kriegers stuck in the back here. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're just admiring the shape of their shovels here. This is going to be fun, though. I wonder how high the corpses are going to get. Oh, my God. Wonder how high the corpses are going to get around the Knightly Paladin here. Looks like he's taken quite a bit of a beating already, but 725,000 kills. That is not bad for the defenders. To 17,000 losses. But of course, it's a rat army. They can just replace them numbers within the day. It's nothing to them. The amount of Space Marine Gene Seed lost here, though, no. A mission is going to have to come out here to rescue all this Gene Seed. Well, I just love this thing. Yeah, that's it, little rats. You line up with your little shields and spears. Again, I wish he could use his chainsword. Imagine if this thing was able to just spin around on the spot now with a chainsword. Nothing would ever get close to it. Last stand initiation still going well over here, though. Space Marines refusing to give up. So much firepower has been lost, though. I mean, let's face it, at this point, it's all about honor for the Space Marines. There's no way of winning this now. Still a million enemies left on the field here. No way. I like how this guy just stood up there, laying down round after round. Look, every single shot here is killing a rat as well. How cool is that? Just pew, pew, pew. Yeah, that's bolter rounds for you. Pretty much insta-kill. Now, with that in mind, the fact that they're pretty much insta-killing half of the rats here, it's amazing that the Space Marine defense fell at all. But, yeah, numbers has a quality of its own. You know, that's often, I think it's, even I've attributed it to Joseph Stalin, that, was it, quantity has a quality of its own. He didn't actually say it, it's just been associated with him. And I think the other person it's associated with wrongly is Napoleon Bonaparte. But they don't actually really know who came up with that saying. But yeah, it's just attributed to Joseph Stalin, but he never actually said it. There you go, that's your fun fact of the day. As the last of the Space Marines fall here. Apart from the guy on the rock in the background who's still laying down that covering fire. We got any guys on rocks here? No. Oh well, come on, soul drinker. Have your soul drank. And what are they going to do about this guy up here? I have no idea. But what we are going to do is we're going to wait for our Knightly Paladin to get crumbled. I think we'll keep an eye on this guy and see what happens. We'll be back in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it's coming down to this. Sadly, the Knightly Paladin in the background has fallen, but oh my god, look at that gigantic pile of corpses that he made there. That's absolutely massive. So, by my estimation here, that Paladin, in just that time lapse alone, killed about 200 to 250,000 rats. And now, sadly, we've just got this one Space Marine left here, defending on the rock all by himself. But ladies and gentlemen, it is unfortunate here today that the Space Marines have fallen. But unfortunately for the rats, there's one thing that they didn't know. And that is that the Titan's core is about to go nuclear. And as always, ladies and gents, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, peace.